In this session, we are going to discuss about the common emitter configuration and common collector configuration, and after that we will be solving the numerical problems on the basis of current relationships of common base configuration, common emitter configuration and common collector configuration. So let us start with the common emitter configuration. Common emitter configuration. In common emitter configuration, the emitter terminal is common to both the input and output circuits. Here we see in this figure that emitter is common to the input terminal and also output terminal. Here we see the emitter is common to both the input terminal as well as output terminals. That is why it is called as common emitter configuration. And from the figure it is clear that input current will be IB, that is the base current. Input voltage will be the VBE and output current is IC because it is flowing through the output terminal, and output voltage will be the VCE. To understand the complete behavior of the transistor in CE configuration, we need to study two types of characteristics, that is input characteristics and output characteristics. Let us start with the input characteristics, because here we are going to study about the input characteristics. Input characteristics should be the curve between two variables, because we are studying the input characteristics, so there will be two input parameters and one output parameters, because transistor is three terminal device. So we have to take three variables to draw any characteristics at a time. So for input characteristics, we have to take two input parameters and one output parameters. In this figure, we see that input characteristics is the curve between an input voltage, and we know that in common emitter input voltage is VBE. So curve between an input voltage, that is base emitter voltage VBE, and input current, that is the base current IB, because we know that for common emitter configuration, base current is the input current at constant output voltage, that is collector base voltage VCE. So input characteristics is the curve between the current. So input characteristics are the curve between VBE and IB with VCE as constant. Here we see that the input characteristics resemble those of a forward bias PN junction. Now come to the output characteristics, because here we are going to study about the output characteristics. So these characteristics should be drawn between two output variables and one input variable as constant. So it is the curve between the collector current IC, that is the output current that we have already seen, and collector emitter voltage VCE, which is the output voltage, at constant base current IB, which is the input current. From the characteristics, we observe the following points. The output characteristics has three basic regions: active region, cutoff region and saturation region. Here we see the middle region will be called as active region, that we have already studied when we studied the configuration of common base transistor. So middle region is always an active region, and this region is called as saturation region, and this region is called as cutoff region. Now come to the active region. In order to operate transistor in active region, the base emitter junction JE should be forward biased, while collector base junction JC is reversed biased. We know that transistor can be made to work in three modes: active, saturation and cutoff mode. So in order to work transistor as an amplifier, it should work in active region. So in order to operate transistor in active region, the emitter base junction JC is forward biased while collector base junction JC is reversed biased. The collector current IC rises more sharply with increasing VCE in the linear region of the output characteristics, as is clear from the characteristics. Now come to the saturation region. In order to operate transistor in saturation region, the emitter base junction JE is forward biased and collector base junction JC are forward biased. Or we see that both the junctions should be in forward biased. In this region, IC does not depend upon the input current IB. Now come to cutoff region. In order to operate transistor in cutoff region, the emitter base junction JE and collector base junction JC both should be reversed biased. Here we see that region below the curve IB equal to 0 is known as cutoff region. I am talking about this region. The region below the IB equal to 0 is known as cutoff region. In this region, device is practically in off condition. Now we will study the current relationships in common emitter configuration. Here we see the emitter is common, so it is the common emitter configuration, and we know the input and output currents. So now we will derive some relationship between the input and output currents. In CB configuration, we have seen that we have already derived this relationship, that is IC is equal to alpha DC IE plus ICBO, where ICBO is the reverse saturation current between collector and base when emitter was open. So IC minus ICBO will be equal to alpha DC IE. Because here we are trying to derive the relationship between common emitter configuration, so relationship should be between the input current and the output current. Input current is IB and output current is IC. So we will have to derive the relationship between IB and IC. Now come to alpha DC IE will be equal to IC minus ICBO. So IE is equal to IC upon alpha DC minus ICBO upon alpha DC. We know that IE equal to IC plus IB, which is also clear from this figure. IE is equal to IB plus IC. So putting the value of IE as IC plus IB, we get IC plus IB is equal to IC upon alpha DC minus ICBO upon alpha DC. Now IB plus ICBO upon alpha DC is equal to IC upon alpha DC minus IC. Now IC upon alpha DC minus IC is equal to IB plus ICBO upon alpha DC. So we get IC upon alpha DC minus IC is equal to IB plus ICBO upon alpha DC. Here IC is common, so we have taken IC as common. So we get IC into 1 upon alpha DC minus 1 is equal to IB plus ICBO upon alpha DC. We get IC into 1 minus alpha DC upon alpha DC is equal to IB plus ICBO upon alpha DC. And finally we get IC is equal to IB into alpha DC upon 1 minus alpha DC plus ICBO upon 1 minus alpha DC. Here we see that this relationship is between output current and input current that we were trying to derive. So that we have found the current relationship between the output current and the input current. So we have got IC is equal to IB alpha DC upon 1 minus alpha DC plus ICBO over 1 minus alpha DC. This is very important relationship. Now we will study about the ICEO. That is the reverse saturation current in common emitter configuration. We have derived this relationship. IC is equal to IB alpha DC upon 1 minus alpha DC plus ICBO upon 1 minus alpha DC. If in the above equation we said IB equal to 0, when we will get IB equal to 0, look at this diagram. We have made this terminal open. Input terminal is made open. So if input terminal is made open, so there will be no current IB flowing in the terminal. So in the above equation, if we set IB equal to 0, then we get reverse saturation current in common emitter configuration. That is ICEO. It is called as ICEO. So ICEO will be equal to ICBO upon 1 minus alpha DC. Condition is that IB is equal to 0 ampere. That is input terminal is open. So CENO. CE means the current flowing through collector and emitter, with O means emitter terminal is open, because when emitter terminal will be open, then IB will be equal to 0. So we have got very important relationship of the reverse saturation current in common emitter configuration, that is ICEO is equal to ICBO 1 minus alpha DC. Now we will derive the current amplification factor beta DC in case of common emitter configuration. We have already studied that in common base configuration we have got current amplification factor as alpha, that is alpha DC. So here we will get current amplification factor as beta DC, and in case of common collector we will get current amplification factor as gamma DC. So we will be having two types of current amplification factor, that is alpha, beta and gamma. Alpha notation is used for common base configuration, beta notation is used for the common emitter configuration, and gamma notation is used for the common collector configuration. Now come to the current amplification factor in common emitter configuration, that is beta DC. We know that if we are trying to find the amplification factor, that should be the ratio of output upon input, because this is the current factor. So this will be the ratio between the output current and the input current. So the current amplification factor beta DC is defined as the ratio of the output current IC to the current IB. We know that IC is the output current and IB is the input current in common emitter configuration. This is clear from this figure that IB is the input current and IC will be the output current. So beta DC, that is the current amplification factor for common emitter configuration, will be the output current, will be the ratio of output current to the input current, that is beta DC will be equal to IC over IB. So this will be the important relationship. Now we have to derive the relationship between alpha and beta. Alpha is the current amplification factor for common base and beta is for common emitter. Now we have to derive this relationship between alpha and beta, and this is very important relationship. We know that IE equal to IC plus IB. So IB is equal to IE minus IC. And we know that beta DC is equal to IC upon IB. So putting the value of IB in place of IB, we get beta DC as IC upon IE minus IC. Now divide the right hand side with the emitter current IE, we get beta DC is equal to IC upon IE upon IE upon IE minus IC upon IE. And we know that alpha is equal to IC upon IE in case of common base configuration. So in place of IC IE we can put alpha DC. So finally we have got beta DC is equal to alpha DC upon 1 minus alpha DC. This is very important relationship. Now we have got the relationship between beta DC, that is current amplification factor for common emitter configuration, and alpha DC, that is common base, that is the current amplification factor in case of common base configuration. Here we see that because alpha is always less than 1, so beta will be always greater than 1. So it is very clear that beta DC is much larger quantity than the alpha. So we see that in common emitter configuration, the current gain is far greater than in case of common base configuration. Because we have derived beta DC is equal to alpha DC upon 1 minus alpha DC, it means beta DC, we have derived relationship of beta DC in terms of alpha DC. Now we will derive alpha DC in terms of beta DC. So we know that beta DC is equal to alpha DC upon 1 minus alpha DC, that is 1 minus alpha DC upon alpha DC is equal to 1 by beta DC. So we get 1 by alpha DC minus 1 is equal to 1 by beta DC. That is we get 1 by alpha DC is equal to 1 by beta DC plus 1, or we get 1 plus beta DC upon beta DC. That is we get 1 by alpha DC is equal to 1 plus beta DC upon beta DC. So alpha DC will be equal to beta DC upon 1 plus beta DC. This is the relationship of alpha DC in terms of beta DC. Because we know that beta DC is far greater than 1, so it is clear from this expression that alpha DC is always less than 1. We know that IC is equal to IB into alpha DC 1 minus alpha DC plus ICBO 1 minus alpha DC. Now we have derived that beta DC is equal to alpha DC upon 1 minus alpha DC. That is 1 plus beta DC is equal to 1 plus alpha DC upon 1 minus alpha DC. So 1 plus beta DC is equal to 1 minus alpha DC plus alpha DC upon 1 minus alpha DC. Alpha DC and alpha DC will be cancelled out. So we have got 1 plus beta DC is equal to 1 over 1 minus alpha DC. Now we have two relationships. One is beta DC that we already know, and other is that 1 plus beta DC is equal to 1 over 1 minus alpha DC. So putting these two values into this equation, we know that alpha DC upon 1 minus alpha DC is equal to beta DC, and 1 upon 1 minus alpha DC is equal to 1 plus beta DC. So putting these two values into this equation, now we have arrived at the final equation of the current relationship between IC and IB in case of common emitter configuration. That is IC is equal to beta DC IB plus 1 plus beta DC ICBO. This is the final relationship between the output and input current in case of common emitter configuration. Now come to common collector configuration. So let us start with the common collector configuration. Common collector configuration. In common collector configuration, the collector terminal is common to both the input and output circuits. Here in this figure we see that this collector is common to both input section and output section. In this figure also, this collector is common to the input section as well as output section. That is why it is called as common collector configuration. Now we have to find input and output current in case of common collector configuration. From the figure it is clear that input current will be the base current IB, and input voltage will be the voltage between this base and collector. That is, the input voltage will be VB and C. Now come to the output current. From the figure it is clear that IC is the output. IC will be the output current, and the voltage between collector and emitter will be called as output voltage. To understand the complete behavior of the transistor in common collector configuration, we again need to study two types of characteristics, that is input characteristics and output characteristics. So come to the input characteristics. The input characteristics of common collector configuration is a graph of input current IB, that is the base current, versus input voltage VCB at constant output voltage VCE. In common collector configuration, input junction is between base and collector and it is reverse bias. So input resistance in common collector configuration is very high. Now come to the output characteristics of the common collector configuration. The output characteristics is the curve between emitter current IE, this is the emitter current, this should be the emitter current, and collector emitter voltage VCE at constant base current IB. From the characteristics we observe the following points. Since IC is approximately equal to IE, the common collector output characteristics are similar to those of the common emitter output characteristics. Now come to the current relationships in common collector configurations. We know that IE is equal to IB plus IC, and we also know that IC is equal to alpha DC IE plus ICBO. Now we have to draw the relationship between the output current and input current. Here output current will be equal to IE, or we can also say IC, and input current is IB. So we have to derive now relationship between current IE and IB. So start with the IE equal to IB plus IC, and we also know that IC equal to alpha DC IE plus ICBO. So putting the value of IC in the equation, we get IE equal to IB plus alpha DC IE plus ICBO. That is, we get IE minus alpha DC IE is equal to IB plus ICBO. IE is common, so I is taken as common. We get IE into 1 minus alpha DC is equal to IB plus ICBO. So IE will be equal to IB upon 1 minus alpha DC plus ICBO upon 1 minus alpha DC. So we have arrived the relationship between the output current and input current. So we have got the current relationship in common collector configuration as IE is equal to IB 1 minus alpha DC plus ICBO upon 1 minus alpha DC. Now we have already derived this relationship that beta DC is equal to alpha DC upon 1 minus alpha DC, and we know that alpha 1 plus beta DC is equal to 1 over 1 minus alpha DC. So putting these values, 1 upon 1 minus alpha DC is equal to 1 plus beta DC in this relationship. Now we have got relationship between IE and IB as IE is equal to IB 1 plus beta DC plus ICBO 1 plus beta DC. We know that IE is equal to IB 1 plus beta DC 1 plus ICBO 1 plus beta DC. We have just derived this relationship. Here if we neglect ICBO, so we get IE is equal to IB 1 plus beta DC. So IE upon IB, that is ratio of output current upon input current, is equal to 1 plus beta DC, that is equal to 1 minus alpha DC that we have already derived. So this will be the current amplification factor gamma DC, because current amplification factor should be the output current upon input current. Output current is IE, input current is IB. So we have got the current amplification factor gamma DC as 1 plus beta DC or 1 by 1 minus alpha DC. Now we have studied all three configurations. So here we notice that common emitter configuration is most widely used for amplification purpose. Now let us check it out why this is so. The CE configuration is widely used among 3 transistor configuration because common emitter configuration provides both voltage gain and current gain. The common emitter configuration is the only configuration which provides both voltage gain as well as current gain greater than unity. In case of common base configuration, current gain is less than unity, and in case of common collector configuration, voltage gain is less than unity. It is important to note that voltage gain is maximum in case of common base configuration and current gain is maximum in common collector configuration. But in case of common base configuration, if we get high voltage gain, then current gain is less, and in case of common collector, if we get high current gain, then voltage gain is less than unity. But in case of common emitter configuration, we get both current gain as well as voltage gain greater than unity. So common emitter configuration provides high power gain. The power gain is a product of voltage gain and current gain. The common emitter configuration provides voltage gain nearly equal to voltage gain provided by the common base configuration. Because common emitter configuration is the only configuration in which both voltage gain and current gain are greater than unity. So we see that common base configuration provides maximum voltage gain and common emitter configuration provides current gain nearly equal to the common collector configuration. In common collector configuration, current gain is maximum. Thus we can say that power gain of the common emitter configuration is much greater than the power gain provided by the other 2 configuration. This is the reason that common emitter configuration is most widely used for amplification purpose. Now we have to study transistor amplifying action. In this we will see that how transistor is amplifying. So let us start with the transistor amplifying action. In this figure we have taken the example of common base configuration amplifier. Here we see that base is common to both input side as well as output side. For common base configuration, the AC input resistance Ri is quite small, which may vary between 10 ohm to 100 ohm. So this AC input resistance Ri is small. On the other hand, for common base configuration, the AC output resistance Ro is quite high. It ranges between 50 kilo ohm to 1 mega ohm. If we assume, in this example we are assuming that input AC resistance Ri is equal to 50 ohm and R0 is equal to, that is output resistance is 200 kilo ohm. So now we will find the input current IE, because input is 100 millivolt in the circuit. It is clear from the figure that input voltage is 100 millivolt. Now we have to find the input current IE. In case of common base, input current will be the IE. First we have to find the input current. So we have to find the input current IE, which will be equal to, because IE will be equal to input voltage upon the input resistance. So input voltage, that is VI upon RI. Input voltage VI is 100 millivolt and RI, the input resistance, is assumed to be 50 ohm. So putting these two values, we get II is equal to 100 millivolt upon 50 ohm is equal to 2 milliampere. Now we have got the input current as 2 milliampere. For simplicity we can assume alpha is equals to 1. If alpha equal to 1, it means output and input current, as we have studied in case of common base configuration, then IC and IE, that is output current and input current, will be same. So IO equal to IL. So we have got IL, that is the output current, is equal to input current, will be equal to 2 milliampere. Here we have assumed load resistance RL as 5 kilo ohm. Because RL and R0 are in parallel, so equivalent load resistance will be equal to, because we know that AC output resistance is R0 and RL is the load resistance, so these two will be combined, so we get equivalent load resistance R as RL parallel R0. So RL is equals to 5 kilo ohm, R0 is 200 kilo ohm, so we have got R is equal to 4.878 kilo ohm. This is the equivalent load resistance. Now we can find the output voltage. We know that V equals to I into R, because we have to find the output voltage VL. Output voltage VL will be equal to the output current into the output voltage. That is VL is equal to 2 milliampere into 4.878 kilo ohm. After solving, we get VL is equals to 9.756 volt. Here we see input was just 100 millivolt, but we are getting 9.756 volt as the output voltage. So now we can find the output amplification factor as output gain. The voltage amplification factor will be equal to output voltage upon input voltage, that is 9.756 volt upon 100 millivolt, that is we are getting the amplification voltage amplification factor as 97.56. So we have got voltage amplification factor as 97.56. Now come to some numerical problems. In BJT, it is given that ammeter current IE is equal to 2.5 milliampere. Alpha DC is given as 0.98 and the reverse current ICBO is given as 10 microampere. Then we have to find IC and IB, that is the collector current and input current IB. We know that IC equal to alpha DC IE plus ICBO for common base configuration. So putting the value of alpha DC, IE and ICBO in this equation, we get IC is equal to 0.98 into 2.5 milliampere plus 10 microampere. That is we get IC is equal to 0.98 into 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 3 ampere plus 10 into 10 to the power minus 6 ampere. After solving, we get IC is equal to 2.46 into 10 to the power minus 3 ampere. That is we get IC is equal to 2.46 milliampere. Now we have to calculate IB. We know the relationship between IE, IB and IC as IE equal to IB plus IC. So IB can be calculated as IE minus IC. IE is given as 2.5 milliampere and we have just found IC as 2.46 milliampere. So putting these two values into the equation, we get IB is equal to 2.5 milliampere minus 2.46 milliampere. So we have got IB is equal to 0.04 milliampere, that is 40 microampere. Now in this question, we have to find the value of beta DC when alpha DC is provided as 0.97. We know that beta DC relationship between beta DC and alpha DC. So we know that beta DC equal to alpha DC over 1 minus alpha DC. Putting the value of alpha DC into the equation, we have got beta DC as 32.33. Here we can again see that alpha DC value of alpha DC is less than 1, but value of beta DC is far greater than 1. Here if beta DC is given and we have to find alpha DC, we know that alpha DC and relationship between alpha DC and beta DC. So putting value of beta DC into this equation, we have got alpha DC 49 over 1 plus 49, that is 49 by 50. So we have got alpha DC as 0.98. In a BJT, it is given that base current IB as 50 microampere, alpha DC is given 0.97. We have to find IC and IE. Here we can use relationship between IC is equal to beta DC IB plus ICEO. But in this figure, ICEO is not given, so it can be neglected. So we get IC is equal to beta DC IB. And if alpha DC is 0.97, so we have got beta DC equals to 32.33 that we have already calculated. So putting this value of beta DC and IB in the equation, this we get IC is equal to 32.33 into 50 microampere, that is IC is equal to 1616.5 microampere, that is we have got IC is equal to 1616.5 microampere. We know that I equal to IB plus IC, so putting these two values we will be getting IE is equal to IB as 50 microampere and IC we have just calculated, so we have got IE as 1666.5 microampere. In a BJT it is given that IC equals to 5 milliampere, IB equal to 50 microampere and ICBO is equal to 1 microampere. We have to find alpha DC and beta DC. We know that IC is equal to beta DC IB plus 1 plus beta DC into ICBO. Putting all values into the equation, we have given IC as 5 milliampere, so 5 milliampere will be equal to beta DC. IB is given as 50 microampere plus 1 plus beta DC into 1 microampere. ICBO is given as 1 microampere. So we have got 5 into 10 to the power minus 3 ampere will be equal to beta DC into 50 into 10 to the power minus 6 ampere plus 1 plus beta DC into 1 into 10 to the power minus 6 ampere. Using this equation, after solving, we get beta DC as 98. And we know that alpha DC is equal to beta DC upon 1 plus beta DC. So we have also got alpha DC is equal to 98 upon 1 plus 98, that is alpha DC is equal to 0.989. Now come to another question, that is in an NPN transistor alpha DC is 0.98 is given, is operated in common base configuration. If emitter current is 3 milliampere and reverse saturation current is 10 microampere, then we have to calculate base current and collector current, that is IB and IC. We know that IC is equal to alpha DC IE plus ICBO. So IC will be equal to, putting the value of alpha DC 0.98 into 3 milliampere plus 10 microampere. So we have got after calculation IC as 2.95 milliampere. Using this relationship IE equal to IB plus IC, we can find IB because IE and IC both currents are, now we have found these two currents. So IB will be equal to IE minus IC, that is 3 milliampere minus 2.95 milliampere is equal to 0.05 milliampere, that is IC we have got 50 microampere. That is we have got IB, this is IB, we have got IB is equal to 50 microampere. Here alpha DC is given as 0.99, base current is given as 1 milliampere and ICBO is given as 50 microampere. We have to find emitter current. If alpha DC is given, we can find beta DC using this relationship, and we have found beta DC as 99. And we know that relationship IC is equal to beta DC IB plus 1 plus beta DC into ICBO. So putting the values, we have got IC is equal to 99 into 1 milliampere plus 1 plus 99 into 50 microampere. That is we have got 99 into 10 to the power minus 3 ampere plus 100 into 50 into 10 to the power minus 6 ampere. After solving, we have got IC is equal to 104 milliampere. Now we have to calculate emitter current. We have calculated IC as 104 milliampere, IB is given as 1 milliampere, and we know that IE equal to IB plus IC. So putting these values, IB as 1 milliampere and IC as 104 milliampere, we have got IE as 105 milliampere. For a common emitter configuration, the reverse leakage current is 12 microampere. Now when same transistor is connected in common base configuration, The leakage current reduces to 0.52 microampere. Now we have to find value of alpha DC and beta DC of the transistor. To solve this question, we will be using relationship ICEO will be equal to ICBO upon 1 minus alpha DC. That is ICEO upon ICBO will be equal to 1 over 1 minus alpha DC, and we know that 1 over 1 minus alpha DC is equal to 1 plus beta DC. So ICEO upon ICBO is equal to 1 plus beta DC. Putting the value of ICEO and ICBO in this equation, we have got beta DC as 22.07. Now we have got beta DC as 22.07. So using the relationship alpha DC is equal to beta DC upon 1 plus beta DC, we can solve alpha DC as 0.956. A transistor has measured currents IC as 3 milliampere, IE as 3.03 milliampere, and then transistor is replaced by another transistor with beta DC equals to 75. Now we have to find the new emitter current and collector current. We know that IC is equal to alpha DC IE plus ICBO. Here ICBO is not provided, so it will be neglected. So we get IC equal to alpha DC IE. So alpha DC will be equal to IC upon IE. IC upon IE is given. So we have got the alpha DC as 0.99. Alpha DC is 0.99. So using the relationship beta DC is equal to alpha DC upon 1 minus alpha DC, we have calculated beta DC as 99. Now beta DC we have calculated as 99. We know that IC is equal to beta DC IB plus 1 plus beta DC ICBO. ICBO is not provided, it is neglected. IC equal to beta DC into IB. IB will be equal to IC upon beta DC. Now beta DC is 99, that we are going to use in this equation. So IB is equal to IC upon beta DC, that is 3 milliampere upon 99. So we have got IB as 0.030 milliampere. That is IB equal to 0.030 milliampere. And IC equal to beta DC into IB. So IC will be equal to 75 into 0.030 milliampere. That is we have got IC is equal to 2.25 milliampere. We know that IE is equal to IB plus IC, that is 0.030 milliampere plus 2.25 milliampere, and IE equal to 2.28 milliampere. In common base configuration, the emitter current is 1.6 milliampere. The collector current with emitter open, that is ICBO, is given as 10 microampere. We have to determine the total collector current and base current when alpha DC is given as 0.95. We know that IC is equal to alpha DC IE plus ICBO, that is IC is equal to 0.95 into 1.6 milliampere plus 10 microampere. IE is given as 1.6 milliampere. So IC is equal to 0.95 into 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 3 ampere plus 10 into 10 to the power 6 ampere. After calculation, we have got IC as 1.53 milliampere. So IB will be equal to IE minus IC. So we have got IB as 70 microampere.